I love this for the Houston Rockets as a major scheduling update has been dropped by the NBA, and I am so excited to talk about these matchups between the two really top teams of the Western Conference, and it's all going to be right here on Rockets Digest. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo, and I appreciate you joining us as always on the channel. Welcome back, and we're here to talk about some new news that dropped over the weekend. And it is this right here, as Shams Charania has dropped opening night of the 2025-2026 NBA season on NBC, for that matter. First time in a very long time we'll be watching an NBA game on NBC. October 21st, per sources, you're going to have the Houston Rockets playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champions Oklahoma City Thunder, in the season opener. That is on NBC October 21st, per many sources. And I absolutely love this matchup with the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. A lot of storylines with this one as well. Of course, OKC just came off of a wonderful championship season. It was one of the best seasons for a young team, right? One of those historic seasons in the NBA. Second youngest team to win an NBA Finals since, I believe, 1977. Portland Trailblazers, 79, one of those years. And so it's going to be time for a possible repeat for them. But on the flip side of that is the team that was hottest the entire offseason. That is your Houston Rockets, our Houston Rockets, who went absolutely bonkers, cuckoo bananas crazy this offseason, acquiring Kevin Durant, acquiring Clint Capella, re-signing Steven Adams, acquiring Dorian Finney-Smith, re-signing Fred VanVleet. Contract magic from Rafael Stone is what he performed this offseason. We are just about $1 million away from the first apron, so we're kind of just sitting right there. Of course, a possible KD contract extension could happen, but as many reports have been saying, that will probably be put off until next offseason in 2026. If anything changes, we'll let you know right here on the channel. But as of right now, that sort of seems to be where we're at with the KD contract and the roster seemingly looking like what it is going to look like for the regular season. And so when I look at this matchup against OKC, I look at a couple of things. The first thing is, how good is this new Rockets team, right? It's going to be the first game, so it's not going to be indicative of what the entire season will be because so many things change for every NBA team every single season. But it's going to be a good measuring stick of, how competitive and how well this team works together. It's going to be their first official NBA game where all the players are going to be playing with one another, and you're going to do that against the defending champs, a young team, but one of the best teams in the best team in the NBA last year from start to finish. And so you're going to have to prove that you can hang with those young guys. Really and truly, the young guys are taking over the NBA over there in Oklahoma City. And so this new roster with its new construction with KD, with Fred VanVleet, with Amen Thompson, Alperen Şengün, and maybe Jabari Smith Jr. in that starting lineup. You look at that starting lineup against Jalen Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, all the other guys they have there on the OKC Thunder that they have for that matchup. And so it's going to be very exciting to see how they fare up and how this new Rockets roster puts up against this really talented team. And so there's that already. And then, of course, there's the whole KD situation. Is Kevin Durant, former Oklahoma City Thunder. That's where he not started his career because they were technically in Seattle for that first year, but where he, gained fame, right? Being in OKC, him making a name for himself there, won a scoring title, the youngest to ever win a scoring title in NBA history, if I'm not mistaken. And so he pretty much made his name over there in Oklahoma City. And here he is now at the waning of his career in Houston, looking to prove to himself that he can win a championship for his team once again, right? He was able to do it twice with the Golden State Warriors. Some people kind of put an asterisk on that. To me, a championship is a championship. They're very hard to win. If you win a championship, no one can take that away from you. Haters hate, whatever. But yeah, again, trying to win another championship and going up against a team that he was formerly the head of. And KD, as many of you know, never won a championship with OKC. They made it in 2012. They made it to the finals, but ultimately they were knocked off by the Heat. And so it's going to be a very interesting storyline, right? Here he is on possibly the last team he's going to play for in his NBA career against the team that helped make him who he is. And quite frankly, what KD made OKC what they are, right? They're being brand new franchise, sort of brand new, moving cities. And so it's all going to be a very clash of these careers and how both have kind of went through the NBA within the past couple of years. KD has won 2, OKC has won 1 just last year, but they're looking on a dynasty over there in OKC. So all TBD. It's going to be a very exciting game-worn matchup for your Houston Rockets. But that wasn't the only announcement, a scheduling announcement that was announced over the weekend. There was another one, as well as Christmas Day. The Rockets will be playing. When the Rockets haven't played on Christmas Day since 2019. That is 6 years ago. That will change this year as the Rockets are scheduled to square off with the Lakers this year on Christmas. And it's always an honor for teams to be playing on Christmas. It's a Christmas NBA tradition. The two go hand in hand with one another. It's always good to sit around the Christmas tree, open up some presents, and watch some NBA basketball. And for the first time in 6 years, you get to watch your favorite team do it, right? The Rockets will be playing on Christmas against the Lakers, a team who are supposed to be pretty good next year. The Lakers are always put in the rankings of being a good team. I do expect them to be a playoff team. I do expect them to make some sort of noise. Not as great as a team like OKC or like Denver, but again, you're playing against LeBron James and Luka Doncic on Christmas, and that is a money making draw. KD versus LeBron, possibly for one of the last times we're going to ever see that. Let alone on Christmas. Definitely the last time you'll probably see them play each other on Christmas. And so it's all going to be a very exciting matchup to see how we go up against a team like the Lakers, right? Going up against a team with star power, with a guy like Luka Doncic who can take over at any moment's notice, and see how this team adapts to all of that. So it's going to be very, happy time, happy Christmas going up against the Lakers. And so I love these matchups, absolutely. I think this is a great way of putting the Rockets back in that limelight. We haven't really seen this limelight with the Rockets heading into a season since James Harden, right? Since James Harden was MVP, since he was making noise as a Houston Rocket and made this team, a pretty good team throughout the 2010s. Since then, the Rockets have kind of floundered. We've kind of found a little bit of a spark, getting national attention. This past year, we're doing really well, getting the number 2 overall seed. But now the Rockets are back in the spotlight, and quite frankly, that is where the Rockets need to be. That's where the NBA should want them to be. The Houston Rockets, I believe, the 4th largest city in America. And so when you have this big market of such diverse, beautiful people coming together in Toyota Center and saying, hey, this is our team, this is who we support, it's a beautiful thing. And now the team is really, really good. It's a really solid team. Credit again to Rafael for putting together an absolutely amazing team. And so when consider all these things, we are back in that spotlight. We are back right there, and we're expected to have a big year in the NBA. If you thought last year was something, you have not seen nothing yet, because now we got Kevin Durant on the roster, and this roster is so much more stacked, so much more loaded than it was just a few months ago, quite frankly. Just a few months ago, it changed everything about this roster. Now, the NBA is noticing that. They understand, hey, the Rockets are here to play. We know they are going to be a big draw all season long, and a very darn good team all season long. And that's why you're playing the defending champs in the first game of the season on October 6th, and as well as, one of the premier teams in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers, on Christmas Day. And so it's comes with the territory of being one of the big teams in the NBA, folks. That is what we want. That is what we should strive for. And the Rockets this year have got it. Now it's all up to us to go ahead and make some noise throughout the year and win some games to get us to the playoffs and get to the NBA Finals this year. That pretty much wraps it up for this video of Rockets Digest. As always, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead. If you want to stay up to date on all your Rockets news, this is the channel for you. We're getting you daily videos on your favorite H-Town team. With that, I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.